We've spoken about some setbacks, failures already. I guess you come up with a brilliant one in terms of, geez, I've just missed the Boomers' final team, but you're right there. Is there any other failures or disappointments that you've had back in the day that you're like, right, that really stung you? And, how should we respond, I guess, is there any stories that you've got for us or anything that comes to mind for you?
So I was quite fortunate through juniors. I never missed a team. I made a lot. My first big test, and I don't think I handled it correctly at all, was college.
Right.
So I'd had a super successful junior career, made every state team, every Australian team. I've been to the AIS.
Yes.
I was close to the best player at the AIS.
Yeah.
I was on top of the world heading into college. I thought, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to ball out. I'm going to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
I get to college. The parties are too good. The food's too good in America.
Yeah.
And the basketball players were better than me.
Right.
And so I let some of that stuff on the side distract me, which got me out of shape.
Yeah.
Which did not help with my basketball at all.
Yeah.
And it became just this downward spiral where I got in worse and worse shape throughout the year. My basketball was getting worse. The guys around me were getting better and starting to beat me. And I did not handle it well at all. By the end of the year, I was so checked out. I was so done. I needed to come back home to Australia and have a full reset. And it took coming back home, getting myself back in shape, getting into the NBL, realizing how hard I have to work and how well I have to look after my body to be at this level, to look back at college and be like, well, it wasn't their fault. I came back and I was blaming everyone. I was blaming the coaches, the weights coach for me being out of shape.
Yeah.
I come back home and I'm like, all I had was myself for 3 months to get in shape and play basketball. And I had to hold myself accountable. I got in shape. My basketball started to pick back up. I got signed to an NBL team. And then I looked back on it and I went, well, 99% of the stuff that went wrong, I've fixed on my own. I probably could have done that over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And for me, it probably ruined what could have been an awesome experience for me.
Yeah.
And what could have been a great opportunity for me in playing at a high-level college basketball team. But I look at it now and I wouldn't change it for the world because it taught me all those valuable lessons about what I do need to do to get to where I am now and where I've got to. And, it was such an eye-opening experience, and hindsight's such a beautiful thing. I look back and go, oh man, I could have done this and this, but it's, without that, there's no chance I'd be where I am today. I wouldn't be in the Boomers squad. I wouldn't be one of the best players in the NBL.
What I heard there as you're telling the story, I'm like, man, did you think you actually needed that experience, that disappointment to actually make you the player you are today? You're still pretty young now, but is that part of the learning? Is that part of what we all need to go through as athletes?
100%. And I think for me, it was my first big failure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word for it, because I think it was necessary for my journey, but being such a successful, you see a lot of guys that are successful through juniors and they drop off when they get to that next level just because they're not used to, other people being as good or better than them, and they don't know how to handle it and they drop off. And that happened to me at college. But when I got home, I was lucky enough to have a couple of people around me that really helped me work through it.
Yeah.
And, look at me and say, well, it's on you now. You got to get yourself back to where you were and get above that to compete at this level. And it'll come at different times for everyone as well. Like my roommate and one of my best friends down here, Dan Greta, he's similar to me. He was at the Institute. He was making state teams, playing some really good basketball, got signed in the NBL when he was 19, had a great rookie year. Then he does 2 ACLs back to back. and he's for the last 2 seasons just been battling injury, and now he's back and he's playing better basketball than he ever has in this preseason. He's due in for a big year, and I mean, it's just everyone's journey is so different, but we all have failures and learning points throughout our careers. And for me, it was college. For Greet, it was his injuries. And I just think such a massive part is realizing that a failure isn't the be all and end all. You know, nothing's ever going to go perfectly in your life. There's always going to be something wrong. And being able to handle that and learn from it and apply that into your future has been massive for me.
Yeah. Because I guess some athletes might shy away from it and go, "Oh, maybe I'm, that's it for me." But having the balls or the bravery, I guess, to go, no, I'm going to persevere with this and learn from it and grow again, right? And everyone has their different challenges.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is scary. It's sometimes when that little voice in your head saying you're not good enough, it's easier to go, well, I can just leave this and go and do something else. But, it's such a good feeling when you conquer that beast inside of you, and you can go out and defeat and go and achieve your goals, even though you might have had a setback or a failure. And the feeling after it is incomparable to anything.
Maybe you get it more. Like, you deserve it more, right? You've come back from bad times and then succeeded. Does it make it feel even better?
Yeah, it does for sure. I mean, it's like anything. If you're constantly getting it and it's just given to you on a platter, if you're constantly successful, you kind of get a bit complacent, and sometimes that setback is what you need to really go to that next level and realize what you got to do to get what you really want.